So we are in the portion of Tisa. Tisa. It's a long portion, one of the longest portion in the Torah. So what do we have in here? Let's start with the story. The first thing God is telling Moses, make sure when you raise the head of the Israelite, while you counting them, everybody gotta give machatzit shekel, meaning half a shekel. Why half a shekel? We already explained it on Purim. Those of you listen to the video, to connect through the charity to life. And through that, you remove yourself from the curse of the plague, of the disease. That's why those of you who connect to us have in their wallet, I hope all of you have it, a small scroll that says Nugife. You gotta carry it wherever you go. If you can afford more than one, put one on you, one in your car, one in your front of the door like we have, like put it on one of the picture, hide it there. Okay? So no Nugife, no negative angel come into your domain. We're gonna explain it in a second. Then we're talking about charity. After that, the Kohanim, the tabernacle. And then we come to a very important part when Moses go up to the mountain to receive the two tablets, the first one. And he's there for 39 days and 18 hours. When you go down, the people start looking for God. And what happened with people looking for God? They create God. They create something called the golden calf. Sad story. And then God said to Moses, those people are no good. They don't have a bond of spirituality in them. They don't have a force of sharing in them. So God tell him, let's get rid of everybody, and I built for you the nation called the Israelite. And Moses come up with the idea and say, God, come on, can't do that. Then people speak bad about you. They will say you took them out of Egypt, and you couldn't handle them, and that's why you killed them. So I don't get this excuse. I mean, God can change the mind of people of Him, right? And what is exactly so important for God, what people think of Him? I mean, why is that? So the idea is to understand more, a marketing of a person. When you think about marketing of a human being, what is a marketing? Is how people perceive you, your reputation. So Moses want to build the reputation of God. I mean, today, God's reputation is basically nothing. People come up with the idea what is God, and they enjoy with their ego that they guess what God is, and they get high from that. Oh my God, let me tell you, I was meditating, talking to God. God never took back to them, but they think God talked to them. It's actually they talking back to themselves. They asking questions. They're totally insane. So they call it spirituality. What can I say? But anyway, there was a conversation with God, and God agreed that it's not going to be the decree killing all of them. Moses go down. Then Moses with all the right people, spiritual people, start killing all the negative people. And 3,000 people die. And then he went back to receive the Torah, after the tablet was broken. That's the second tablet, second tablet. And the conversation that he has with the Creator is mostly about the future. of Bnei Israel. And at that time, he writing the Torah. Not because the first tablet was written by God, the second tablet written by Moses. Just to let you know, no prophet ever reached that level. No, nobody. No prophet. You gotta read it. Okay, you read it in verse 28 in Exodus, okay, chapter 34. So you gotta understand, when you read the Torah and when you read about Moses, there's only one person like that. One. Never was, never will be. One. That's what I love about the Torah. The Torah mentioned the mistake of our prophet Moses. It's not like Muhammad never did any mistake. Jesus, never did anything wrong. Buddha, or even he wear bikini, is perfect. I love Torah. You know why I love Torah? Because my prophet, Moses, he does so many mistakes. I love it. It's a human being who elevates to an elevate of angel. Other religion, what I don't like about it, and I'm not against other religion, it's just the prophet is an angel, and we have to never be like that. Here they tell you, no, Moses is a human being, working himself to become like an angel. Now that's, sit well with me. Very well with me. But people who start selling you stuff that the prophet that you believe in never did anything wrong, stay away from this religion and these people. Just run away. Just run away. It's an idol. And that's why this whole portion is about idol worshiping. Idol worshiping. You can't worship a human being. You have to stop. Stop today. One of the things that is in common to all human beings, we cannot worship human. Even Moses, you cannot worship Moses. Even you see how Moses is representing us. When you read about Jesus, it's all about Jesus. There's no story about God. You're more happy about Jesus than you're happy about God. I think it's a problem. And I don't think even Jesus himself agreed with that. He was not into Christianity. Christianity invented as a political thing 300 years after he died by Paul. And Paul was a spy sending by the rabbinical movement at that time. I'm not going to go to details, but I hope you Google sometimes of what I say to find out if it's true. Stop worship idols. Stop worship idols. I always tell people, I don't want people to follow me or to study with me. I have 12 devoted students, and I don't know, 1,000 of them who are study for me, but they are not my follower, my real follower. I have only 12 who are really, really one-on-one with me, and that's it. But I even ask those 12, when are you teaching? I want them to teach. I want you to be a leader. That's what it's all about. Any of you, listen, want to be a leader or to teach, can of course sign with me and I will guide you step by step to the right level. But you have to be ready for, a real change, a real transformation. Now, some of you want to become really close to being a devoted student, and you don't live in LA, maybe, after the COVID, I don't want to make it different for you. Come say hello, or find out where I am, or find out what kind of tea I like to drink. There is always something to do to connect to a teacher. Thank God I have so many friends in Florida who send me different tea for my voice. My voice is lovely, So you gotta get out of this idol thing. So when Moses come down from the mountain, okay, his face was shining. Do you know how the Christian Bible translate this verse 29, chapter 34? Do you have a phone on you, Debbie? Mm-hmm. Can you find out King James Version, chapter 34, verse 29? Because Karan or Panav, it says skin was shine. But somebody told me, no, it's not. His skin was shine, they say he had torn. Because Keren mean a torn. So for many years, many Christian people think that the Jewish people have not torn, I'm sorry, orn.
Horns?
Orn, Keren.
Horns?
Orn. They thought the Jewish people have orn. Why? Do you know how you say orn in Hebrew? Keren. Do you know how you say shining from your face? Karan. Same letter. So somebody who translate the Bible thought that the Jewish people have horn. I didn't believe in it until I went to Oshawa, Canada, to give a lecture. And as I'm giving a lecture, I have yarmulke, this is my yarmulke. It's good. It saved me from two problems. First, it's covered the spot on my head that I don't have hair. And it also reminds me I'm not number one. There's always something above me. But people who are not familiar with that thought I'm hiding my horn under the yarmulke. So the lecture was supposed to be 8 hours. And those of you who know my public speaking with large crowd, with big crowd, I like to tell jokes, open them up, break the ice. All of a sudden, I'm telling all the joke. And after 1 hour and 10 minutes, I take a break. What is it? You want to say something?
Michelangelo made...
Oh, Michelangelo started with that.
horns.
Horns, he make it with horns because he didn't understand. Michelangelo started it. I'm sorry. So, after 1 hour and 10 minutes, I talked to the owner of the place. I said, why they're not laughing? Am I not funny? The lecture, they're not even responding. She said, Eliyahu, can I suggest something to you? So, what is it? I said, can you take the kippah and this thing off and then put it back? So, you joking with me? I said, no. Please do that. So I'm taking it off, then put it back, and everybody was looking. I was shocked. All the time looking in my head. I never experienced something like this. I was teaching for so many years. And then they relax, and then they smile, and say, ay. So what happened? They were dead for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Then the rest of the next 6 hours was going really well. We stayed friends. And I asked them, where does it come from? It said, it's tradition to think that all Jewish people have horn under the thing. It's coming from this weak portion. Anyway, Moses came down, and he was shining. The question is, why when he came with the first tablet, he wasn't shining? Why only when the second tablet, which is the second Torah, he came down, and now he's shining? So the Midrash, the story go like that. The first tablet, God wrote them. Where are those tablets? Where are they? The broken tablet. Where are they? Moses basically has some of them, okay? Because that was his business. I'm not going to go into details. You can read about it. And the rest of it is buried under Jerusalem, some traditions said. Some said that it was taken by the Roman Empire at that time, and it's in the Vatican. It's actually under the Vatican. You cannot go there. So, why, after the first tablet, Moses wasn't shine? It's more energy. God wrote it. Why only after the second? So the Midrash, the story go like that one of the sections in the Torah, I don't know if you know, it's written, Va'ish Moshe Anav Me'od. And Moses, the man, is very humble. And Moses had to write it because that's the second tablet. So Moses get to that part, and he write it about himself, Va'ish Moshe Anav Me'od. He said, I got to do something about it, that people know that I'm a human being. I don't want them to worship me. You know what he did? He took the letter Yud out, because the way you write Anav is Ain, Nun, Yud, and Vav. So he took one letter out, and God gave him exactly the amount of ink to write all of the Torah. So what happened to the Yud? The Yud is the little bit of ink left. It said that part went on his face, and that's why he shined. And that's how the parasha ends. So we have to give information about what exactly happened in the whole idea of the golden calf. We also have to give an idea what to do, how to prevent ourselves from not falling into that nugife, into that plague, into that disease. I don't need to tell you, it's already 1 year since the plagues started, at least in the United States, so that's a long time. And I know I predicted that March 18 we'll start seeing opening. And we have Johnson & Johnson now, we have different medication, different things. So each start is not where I want it or you want it to be, but the beginning. That's good news. So let's talk about it. So when you write plague, you write nugife, nun, gimel, and pay. And one day we're going to do editing and we're going to put the right letter, but we're going to have the manpower, the women power for that, people power. So when you take the nugife, or negev, the word negev, it's a plague. We don't want plague. What is it written? God telling Moses, Ki tisa et rosh adat Israel, if you raise the head of the Israelite, what is raising the head? The mind, the consciousness, the awareness, the existence, where you are. You have to raise the bar. And when you're raising the bar, sometimes it's tough because there is a weight on it, the bar weight, okay? I'm not talking about bar as eating bar, okay? You have to raise the bar. I'm not talking about lawyer either. So, you need to understand something with your mind has to change. How does the mind change? Very good question. It's called decision making. You gotta get to a decision making from your mind. The head of police in Jerusalem and the head of police in Israel, in Tel Aviv. The head police in Tel Aviv is my cousin. The head police in Jerusalem was there for us, those of you remember 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and he took us all the way to the Mount of Olive during the Ramadan. It's very tough to do during the Ramadan on Friday. Those of you remember, I hope you appreciate that. That was an unbelievable trip. We did all of it on Friday. And the reason I'm saying it is because sometimes in your life there is synchronicity. And you meet the right people in the right time for things to work for you. But what make the police in Jerusalem, what make his mind help us? The group was very unified. The group was very happy. The group was very fulfilled. The group has desire. So when you organize those things, it's not enough to have desire because then you go all over the place. You have to have unity, you have to have kindness, you have to have peace. All of those things add a lot to what you can do with your life. So, Ki tisa et rosh, you have to elevate the rosh being the head. Now, if you look at the Negev, the Ben Ish Chai, one of the Kabbalists that live in Iraq, one of the greatest Kabbalists, and I think his books are in English as well, and I highly recommend you get all his book and study if you like to study Torah. So, he writes like this. He say, why is God telling Moses that people have to give charity to be saved from the plague? It seemed like a little money-oriented situation. Maybe that's how synagogue, churches, and mosques started. I mean, charity seemed to save you from death. It seemed like a good deal, but is it always save people from death? I met people who gave a lot and life get worse. I met people who gave a lot and their life become like, oh my God, unbelievable. I know women who gave charity and become pregnant after 20 years they try to get pregnant. I know people who have been sick and they gave charity and all of a sudden they get cured. So maybe there is a message here, but why some people do get it, ask the Ben Ish Chai, and some people don't get it. Is there is a formula for this? That's what Ben Ish Chai write. When you take the word Negev, right? Negev is 50, 3, and 80. What do we got together? 53 and 80, what do we have?
133.
133, yeah, 133. When you take the word Nedava, not Tzedakah, Nedava. Nedava comes from the word Lenadev, to be kind. Kind, let's say when I took it to the graveyard of the Rothschild family to meditate for money, it doesn't say the most charitable guys, it says the Nadiv Ayadua, the non-Nadiv. Nadiv is generosity. So instead of saying tzedakah, Ben Ish Chai used the word generosity. When you mix the two words, say the Ben Ish Chai, generosity plus chesed, you get 61 with 72. What is that? 133. So you write these two words, preventing disease. So he asked, the Ben Ish Chai asked a question. Why you give, and it's not working for everybody? Very good question. Because he writes that charity has two levels. There is people who give charity with generosity and with love, with chesed. And there is people who give charity with fear, and they don't want to do it. So it's not always going to create the miracle they want. So what's the question here? If somebody pushed me to give and I give, is it work? A little bit. But not as strong as when you give it with love, say the Ben Ish Chai. The Ben Ish Chai say that if you take nedava, which is 61, mix it with chesed, which means kindness, you remove the plague. And he said, that's the way. Ben Ish Chai say, that's the way. So from now on, I know a lot of you give charity. Please meditate before. Stop. Say, I'm doing it because I love doing it. Don't do it because maybe. Like my son saw me the other day, doing before Purim, while I'm fasting, I was going around the neighborhood to look for poor people because before Purim you're supposed to give a lot of charity. And I came back home and I was very depressed. I couldn't find poor people. I tried to wake up even one poor person who sleep on the street. It's not nice to wake them up and say, hello, excuse me, I'm supposed to give charity, please help me. I look really weird, you know. But in the end, I could give other people and people who came here, so I was very happy. And I could give in a synagogue where I went to pray. I was really extremely happy. The idea, when you can give with the happiness, it's a game changing. If you give, let's say tithing, you have to give. It's not charity. You have to give. You're not even a maybe. You have to give charity. You have to give charity. You have to. And how do you know that your tithing is good? How do you know your tithing is good? You have to be rich. Let's say you want to give $30,000 tithing. You just made $300,000. You want to give 30. How would you know that? But you have to be certainty while you do it with love. So you take the whole 30, you give it for tithing. Then you have to see the $270,000 that you stay with have to start growing. In 1 year, it's supposed to be 500. That's how you know that your tithing is working. Okay, I hope you understand that. So that's preventing plague. If you want to prevent plague, that's the way to do it. Now, those of you who are before Passover want to start giving charity in this kind of way, what we call nedava, or the Argentinian call it ajur, I think they call it there, nedava. So you have to do it right. Meditation is that the money itself is the letter Yud. The hand of the giver is Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, A. What is it? A. The letter A. That's the hand of the giver. So now we have the money inside your hand, Yud, the hand, A. The receiver is the letter Vav. The receiver is the letter Vav. And the hand of the receiver is Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, A. A, the letter A. Now we have the name of God, the Tachigamatan. Yud K, Vav K. So when you give the charity with that kind of consciousness, even if you do it online, just meditate. See yourself like you're giving it to me or to Debbie or to somebody here in the organization, and meditate that this is your Yud, this is the Hey. If you're sending check or something, it's a different story. Then the check itself is the Yud, okay? And your hand putting in the envelope is the A. And when Debbie open it or I open it, we have to meditate the Vav and Hey, receiving it. By this, you complete the circle of the charity. So why is the portion start like that? Right? I mean, we're about to talk about the golden calf. Why is the portion has to start with all about charity and removing plague? Simple. There is always prevention before negative things happen. You have to be worried when things going well for you, that's been is a gift that God sent you before a storm. A lot of time, God, for saving you from biggest problem that might happen to you, is send you a people that you can do nedava to, you can be generous with. And through that, He's saving you from problem. I don't know if it ever happened to you. I'll tell you what happened to me. I have so many stories. I hope one time somebody will be brave enough to sit with me and get those stories out of me, and we can write so many books. One of the stories happened to me when I was with my friend Abraham in Uruguay. The city is between Punta del Este and Montevideo, those of you familiar with South America. And it's Thursday night, and we're looking for where we can buy bread. And we found that there is Chabad, who bake bread. We're going there and we're buying a lot. It's pretty cheap. And after we buy the bread and we're waiting for the baker, is one person there. It's an unbelievable job. I see a person in the street, very poor. You're walking with that wagon from the supermarket. So I go to him and I say, can I give you money or water or something? He said, I don't need your help. So what? Chutzpah, I want to know audacity. I'm trying to be nice. I go back to the car. I said, Abraham, so what's wrong with people here? I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to do nedava. They look like they do me a favor. Yeah. So we start the car. So you know what? I've 1 second. 1 second. I'll go back to him. I said, can I give you food to eat and water? I said, I told you I don't need anything. And I'm starting being kind of weird. By the way, the street are no light. Nobody is in the street, so no light because it's between city. It's not like here when you can see everything. There's no light. And it's not far from the ocean, so it's kind of weird place. I go back to him with 2 loaves of bread, and I ask him, would you please bless us this Shabbat if we give you this bread? And his face opened up. He's extremely happy. He said, this I will definitely do. And he took the 2 loaves of bread. He hugged them. I go back to the car to tell Avram about it. And he said to me, where have you been? I said, I gave him the 2 bread, and he gave me a blessing to you, too, to me. He said, what are you talking about? The person is not there. I said, it was there a second ago. I said, it's not there. What are you talking? Who are you talking to? He was gone. Yeah, it's a weird story. And that was the time, wow, I was supposed to do a meal. I was supposed to do Verbringen. That happened before Purim. I was in Argentina at that time, so we flew to Purim. We flew to Purim. I was 20 minutes before the bomb that happened in the embassy. And then they put me to prison as a terrorist for almost a day. And many miracles happened after that I was not supposed to get out of it. So who saved who? Do you understand? So a lot of time, God send you people. You gotta be aware of that. But if you have that ego that you're helping them, you're missing. That's why I say, Tisa Rosh. You have to raise the head of Bnei Israel. You have to raise the head, raise your level, like knowing better that was something else going on there. And when you give it with love. Okay? Let's move to another subject. What happened? The golden calf. Moses, Aaron, the people of Israel. Wow, wow, wow. They live in Egypt. Ooh! Idol worshipping for 400 years. All the mistreating slavery. Not slavery like to build a pyramid like many people think. There's no memory of the Jew who have been in building the pyramid. The only place that they might have been there is south, almost close to Sudan. So, what happened? After 400 years of slavery, there's a leader named Moses, his brother Aaron, the sister Miriam, taking you out of it. 10 plagues are happening. splitting of the Red Sea, miracle are like crazy every day. Now, God want to give you a gift called the Torah. After 39 days, people start looking at each other. I said, what's going on? Now, among the Israelites was a group, a very negative group. They call them the mixed multitude. Who are the mixed multitude? It's a group that when they saw that those slaves, called the Jewish slave or the Hebrew slave or the Israeli slave, they saw that that group of people start having miracle. They joined them. They didn't join them because they want to be like them. They joined them because they were afraid to be killed like the Egyptian. So they called the mixed multitude. One of the two people who was there is the two sons of Bilam. Remember Bilam, the evil guy? They were there as well. So because they were there, they start to manipulate people. Listen, where's this guy named Moses, you know? I think he went up there and he's not coming back. It's 39 days. After 18 hours, they convince everybody, not everybody, some of the people, and Aaron was tricked by them. I'm going to read from the Zohar about it in a second. And the golden calf happened. Some say it was it looked like a bull with two heads. Some say it was two bulls. Some say it was a bull and a donkey. You know, but everything, of course, is Kabbalistic meaning, because donkey called the left column of the left column, and bull called the left column of the right column. Both of them are left column. Left column means selfishness. There is two types of selfishness. There is selfishness that come by sharing, and there is selfishness come by receiving. Not all giving is giving. Some giving is receiving. And selfishness of receiving can be sometimes kindness, because you receive to make the other person feel good. But left of the left, which is called donkey, is, of course, selfish. So what exactly we are talking about here? What exactly are we talking about in the golden calf? 6 hours, and we all will live forever, if that will happen. So what happened? You remember when Adam and Eve committed sin in the Garden of Eden. It was exactly 6 hours before Shabbat. 6 hours before Shabbat. You always have to know, if you are a couple, you count when is sunset. It's a sunset right now, is like around 6. So you remember, around 1:45, you're going to start fighting. If you have a spouse or husband, wife, why are you fighting? Because that's the time that we couldn't fix. We're always missing the 6 hours away from the tikkun, from the thing. So Adam and Eve couldn't do it. The people couldn't do it. And the snake came through the big multitude. Unfortunately, very, very sad. Now, who took those people out of Egypt? Moses. God tell them, don't bring those people with you. Moses said, but those people carry a spark with them. What spark they will carry with them? You remember when we talk about Genesis, Adam, when he went with that fake woman, Miss L, so the sperm, the spark coming from his sperm, had to become in the shape of human being, because it was wasted. And those human beings born in Egypt, and those were the mixed multitude. So Moses said to God, listen, those spark of people are the descendant of the original Adam. God said to Moses, yes, but they're still not ready. These people are not ready yet this lifetime to come with you. You have to take the pure group, elevate them to the highest level, and then because they elevate to the highest level, they can elevate all the other nation. You cannot bring all the nation together with that spiritual group. From here, we learn environment. The environment is what you choose. It's not enough that you're saving the whole world. You have to save a group. I mean, what is the whole idea of being a spiritual group? You have to be a spiritual group. Not all religions are spiritual. Some religious people doing spiritual stuff, but it doesn't make them spiritual. I hope you understand what I just say. So the idea of spirituality or spiritual group has to do with them trying to elevate, try to go next level. But if one of the group is negative, the group most probably will not do it. You know, the group, unfortunately, will collapse. That's what happened in the mixed multitude. Most of the people were spiritual and okay. So from here we learn that, as Rav Ashlag writes in his book, Matan Torah, that you have to be careful with the choice you are doing with people. If you choose the wrong people, that's what it is. Somebody asked me 2 weeks ago about one of the wrong choices I made in my life. And he said to me, Eliyahu, you're a smart guy. You're a natural born leader. I said, I don't think first I'm a leader, I think I'm an advisor. I'm a good advisor, I'm not a leader. What happened to you, he asked. It's a good question, by the way. About a certain choice, I think some of you know what it was. And I said, well, I enjoy serving. And when you enjoy serving, you go to a lot of wrong places, because you have a need to serve. I love serving. Nothing gives me more joy than serving food and doing that. But when I do that, I take away from people the ability to become something. That's why here in LA, when we get the wine out, the food, people start helping, they start doing things. So some people arrange this, some people arrange the fire, some people arrange the chair. If you don't do anything, then when you are coming here, you just receive. If you just receive, you're killing yourself. Dangerous. Now, let me read from the Zohar now, and then we will explain more in a simple way what exactly happened, okay? I'm reading from Zohar Tisa, verse 82. There is a question in the Zohar. What happened? Everybody asks Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, what happened with the golden calf? What happened? What happened? How can something like this take place? What exactly happened? So first we start that the two sons of Bilam were not regular people. They were very dangerous people. They were not just trying to create a golden calf. They tried to control the whole world with negativity, with the injection of negativity. And it looked like they blame Aaron, the brother of Moses' brother, that he created the egel, the golden calf. But the Torah said to us, "Vaikach et ha'egel asher asu," that he took the golden calf they already did, meaning he wasn't part of it. But he did say, "Vaikach miyadam," he took it from their hand. And then it said, "Vayitzer oto." I know שבכוח שניים אלו יונוס ויומברוס, the two sons of Bilam, has a name, Yunus ויומברוס. That's a name. That's the name of the most evil witches. Don't try not to say those names too often. I say it just for the study. So, they, with their evil, create an entity which is an idol. Now, why was that golden calf so powerful? It wasn't just a gold, it was talking. Can you imagine a donkey that tells you your future? Many people go to donkey to find out their future. They have astrologer donkey. You don't have astrologer donkey? You have a lot of astrologer donkey. Either they look like donkey or a bull, or the real astrologer. But that's very hard to find. So those two people create the golden calf. But when Aaron touched the gold, they were using him as a channel to bring the light through him to turn this gold alive. Without Aaron, it would never work. מי גרם שיעשה? אלו השניים. כי בעוד שאהרון לקח מידיהם ומסו כשפיהם ומלחשים בפיהם ומשכו רוח למטה. And then they drew two spirits into that gold. One from the male, one from the female. The male went into shape of bull. The female into shape of donkey. And they were together. And because that force of gold was so strong, a lot of the Israelites start joining them with either a bull or a donkey. And I explain what bull and a donkey mean. I hope you understand. And it was 120 force of negativity within it, and 120 type of idol worshipping. And you know what Aaron did after he realized what just happened? He built an altar in front of the golden calf. Sound weird, right? And Rabbi Shimon say like this. That's Rabbi Shimon language. Ay, 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 Hasid Kadosh. Whoa, 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 holy, kind person, Aaron. כמה היה רצונך לטוב. How good was your desire. ולא ידעת להישמר. But you did not to watch yourself. When they threw this gold into the fire, and the dark Lord becoming alive, then the bull came out, and they drew two forces coming directly, you know from who, bull and donkey. Then Aaron saw it. And he saw that the dark side becoming strong. You need to know, right now with the COVID, the dark side is becoming strong. That's when we are doing something wrong. I don't know what we're doing, but we're doing something wrong. Or we're saying something wrong, or we're thinking something wrong. Yeah, the COVID is not just a coincidence. It's a plague. We're living in the time of the plague. And that plague is either we stop doing something negative or we start doing something positive. But it's a plague. So what Aaron did, he put the altar in front of the golden calf. And look what Rabbi Shimon said. And if you wouldn't build that, ולולא שהקדים ובנה מזבח הזה, היה העולם חוזר לחורבנו. The whole world will be collapsed. Why? תל us רבי שמעון, וירא אהרון שהעשית רעך נתחזק, אחז ברפואה ונתחזק ונמשך לצד הקדוש שסבתו עובד לפניו. The idol worshipping has power, but the power can only happen when you respect it. For example, I'm sure most of you know, I'm a tarot reader. I read cards. And I'm sure you know you're doing it. It came from my father. So, and my father always warned me, don't do that, it's dangerous, and this and that, but I'm doing it. You know, I enjoy when people tell me don't do something. I really enjoy that. It's kind of a challenge. Sometimes I listen. Somebody told me don't jump off my airplane, I don't. I listen. So, the cards, if you read about the tarot card, you have to respect them. You put them in, you're supposed to put them around with the silk, then put them in a wood box. There's a lot of respect. And then the card become actually much more stronger, which is not a liar. I don't do it. I keep my card, I don't even know where. Totally disrespect them. Because if I respect them, they become idle. Those of you who know, the string that we have, red string, blue string, green string, white string, all of those strings that we have, the purple, we always write to you, do not wear it more than 52 days. Why? Because then that's become an idol. You start to believe in it. You can do that. What Aaron did, when he built the altar, he didn't build the altar to the golden calf. He built the altar to God. So he can weakening the energy of the golden calf. And then he said, ויקרא אהרון ויאמר, חג להשם מחר. Tomorrow will be a holiday for God. He didn't say tomorrow will be a holiday for the golden calf. And he saved the world from not being destroyed. But of course we know the punishment that Aaron have to go through. Yes, the word is punishment. I know if you spiritually may not like the word punishment, but we're living in a world of punishment and reward. Like it or not, that's the way it is, cause and effect, whatever you want to call it. It's the universe. So what happened to him? His two sons die. Two sons die. He listened to the two witchcraft people. Two sons die. Why is it like that? Why it happened like this? I mean, after all, he did the right thing. He did everything he can, but it's still a mistake. We know that when they tell him about the golden calf, he thought he's smart because he saw his nephew, Hur. Hur tried to stop them from doing it. They slaughtered him. And then he come up with a secret idea, Aaron, and I say, if you want me to do it right, go to the women, get the ring from them. And the women used to wear a ring used to wear a nezem ring on the nose. What do you call it?
A nose ring.
Nose ring? You don't have nezem in English? Nezem, earring. The women used to wear a lot of gold on the necklace, a lot of tzmidim, and they used to wear some of them what women wear today on the belly buttons. Okay? But a lot of gold. So what he did to them, he said, go to the women and get the gold. He knew the women wouldn't disagree to give it. And the women started fighting. And it was a fight, bloody fight to get the women to give the gold. Rabbi Isaac Luria writes, those women reincarnate in our generation right now. So you see tough women lately. They work, they have business, they do it on their own. What happened? Because those women are against idol worshipping. They try to prevent the men from doing it, and the men don't listen. So they come this lifetime to beat up the men, to wake up, and to teach, and to be more spiritual, and to study more Torah. That's actually what he tried to do, but of course we know it didn't work. That's the Zohar on the golden calf, and I hope we get our lesson. I'm not trying to give you a lesson now, I'm going to try to give you a lesson. That's me. It's not the Zohar. So, what happened? I asked myself, Makara. And I wrote to myself, simple, we were never in love with God. How are you doing today? Are you in love with God? Ask yourself that question. If you want to be in love with God, Rav Ashlag give 4 levels how to get there. Okay? First level is to know that you don't know, and to know that you are not having something. To know that you're far away. I'm not close to the Creator, I'm not close to God. I don't have enough desire to be closer even. That's the first level. Second level, okay, is to know and to fear. You have to start with fear. That's how you know you start getting closer. I mean, I want you to start training lion. First, you know that you're afraid. So you need to know that you're afraid when you're close to a lion. So if lion scared you, and God is not, that's when you don't respect the size or what it is. You don't fully understand it. It's not human being. It doesn't work like human being. Try to think something in the size of the moon. The moon is just the head, and that size talking to you. But it's not because of the size. It's because everything is there. As there is a YouTube video about somebody who died, clinical death, and went up to heaven. And he's a criminal, he's a very famous criminal. He's still alive, by the way. And the way he described it, when he met God, he said, well, I went up there, and by the way, somebody stabbed him in his heart. So it was a gang member. And usually if you stab somebody in the heart, the doctor said there's no way out. But he made it alive, he's still alive. And what happened, he said when he went up there, it was not fear, it was shame. He felt shame in front of that power. So, first thing, to know and to fear. Third is to know and respect. Fourth is to love. So again, you start by not knowing anything and knowing that you don't know anything. Second level, you know something and that's why you're afraid. Third, you know and that's why you're aware. You have respect for that power, not fear. Fourth, you love. Rav Ashlag said you have to go to these stages until you truly love the Creator. Now, you think, if the people in the desert will go to those levels, none of them will ever sin. But we're not judging them. 40 days waiting for Moses, you develop some doubts. But if you are working not for Moses, you're working for the Creator. And that's what this portion tried to teach us. Neither Moses is the idol, neither the golden calf, neither anybody. So because they didn't go to those 4 stages, and the situation was that God loved them, but they're not into God. They say they are, but they're not. So they're just busy being loved by something. And Moses, Aaron, the Alderich, the Miriam, everybody, they reached the level of love on their own. They reached the level of love. But the Creator loves everybody. For you to reach that connection of love that you feel from the Creator, you have to go to four stages. And if you don't go to 4 stages, you're not going to feel the love. You're just not going to feel the love. And another thing with the golden calf, when you're surrounded by the wrong people, mostly liars is a problem, because liar can have somebody who lied to you, and there's somebody who lied to themselves. And somebody who lied to you, that's a survival skill. People sometimes have to do that, you know. A son asked his mother, where did you go last night? Well, she went to make love to her husband. Can she answer her son where she go? No, so you have to use a white lie. But if she lied to herself, that's dangerous. If you lie to yourself, it's dangerous. So when your community or your people around you are not real, eventually you will become a liar. You become not real, because things affecting you. For that reason, in every community, in every school, in every place, you need a leader that you look up to. That leader doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody's perfect, ever. Moses is not perfect, nobody's perfect. But at least that leader should not lie to themselves about who they are. And so people tell me, oh my God, 6 weeks ago, I think David told me, you're really scaring me the way you talk. People really got scared, David told me. I said, good, I want to scare you. That's me. That's me. Now, some people like it, some people don't like it. I'm not here to make you like me. I'm not a model jumping out of a magazine of Vogue. Say, how do I look? Oh, you like me? That's not my job here. My job is to shake you. It's my job sometimes to scare you. My job is to motivate you. I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm not Les Brown. Their job is just to tell you that you got a future. You got a future. You got to believe. Have another business card. You have to get what you want. You have to get. I'm not telling you to get what you want. I'm actually telling you how to get not what you want. You know, so it's a very different goal. Spirituality is a different. Spirituality is rediscovering who you are internally. If your success is about the outside, you're not going to be happy. But if your success is about the inside, you will be happy. You know how many people cheat me every day, and I look the other side. What are you going to tell them? Last time I told somebody, I proved to them how lying there, they end up in the hospital. You know, when somebody show you in your face that you're lying to yourself, that's scary. It's really scary, because you wake up to say, oh my God, I thought that I'm that, but I'm actually not. Most people who come to work as a coach with me, I always tell them, are you ready to accept that you don't know yourself? And if they don't, then I'm talking to them, we talk about coffee and cappuccino, and that's it. But if they really want to do a change, I'm always there for them. There's no human being who commit to do a change that I didn't help them in 10 times. 10 times. Their life is changing. They become different people. And I hope you can talk to them. We should do like video from them, what changed with me after the coaching. I think it would be good. Anyway, so when you connected to the wrong people, then you lose, but you don't even know you lose. And for that reason, a person who's going through a tough time should not ask what's going on, should ask themselves, why are they there? Why they're in this situation? Because the surrounding of a person is one of the only free will that you have, say Rav Ashlag. Okay? Your husband, your wife, your friend, what type of community. But when a liar doesn't know that he lied, that's the most dangerous person to themselves and to others. A liar who cannot admit that they lie, what we call coward, those are the people who will destroy the world. If you ask the guy in Germany if he did something wrong, he would not know what you're talking about. You ask all those dictators, they don't know that they're doing something wrong. Because they lie to themselves that that's okay. It's not that they're evil, they're liars. So the liar is the mother of all evil. But there is different type of lie. You want to lie to your son that you have sex, but you don't want your son to know? That's different lie. You can do it. It's a white lie. Don't worry about it. But don't lie to yourself. You destroy your life by this. You destroy people's life. Because when you start lying to yourself, you're going to be cruel. You're going to kill people without even knowing. I remember I met a woman 27 years ago. 27 years ago. Yeah, Marie. His name is Marie. I don't think she listened to it. And she lied to herself a lot. So those of you who know me, I'm very confronting when I don't, either I ignore you or I confront you. Usually if I confront you many times and I see nobody's home, I usually quit. But people who lie to themselves give me allergy. So she kept lying to herself. And I said to her, stop, 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 stop. And she said, leave me alone, I know what I'm doing. It's okay. She went to the car, she drove, it was Queens, and she hit a child. She asked me to go with her to court. Oh my God, it was such a mess, you have no idea. And she said, they told me you can make miracles. I cannot make miracles. I'm a human being. So I go there, and miracle happened. Now she really started to believe in me. What happened? The police was the witness, was sick, they dropped the case. The kid was okay, he didn't die. I mean, it was hurt his ankle, but that's it, he was okay. What I'm trying to tell you, she was lying to herself. And I was there in her life as much as I could be, because I like to serve. That was one of my issue. And in one point, she went and she started working on changing her life. And she called me, she said, 9 years later, I should listen to you. You make me so pissed every time you mention that I lie to myself. And I should listen to you. I cannot tell you all the problem because you have a lot of problem after that. You need to understand that you can lie to yourself because you're going to be cruel to others. That's what the guy in Germany did. That's what the guy in Russia did. That's what the guy in every country with a dictator, they lie to themselves. And that's how they get to this situation. I hope this week we're not going to build a golden calf. We're not going to build something that we think that's the solution. The solution is never out there. That's what I went to the Vatican, and I went with a person who showed us around, and I saw the beautiful Vatican. For me it was empty, but some people like it. It was nice art and nice thing, but I didn't feel excited. I need to tell you this, like, we have to be real here. I mean, you should walk with me into many things. Somebody should work with me and say, what's the real Eliyahu? Or reveal it to you. I think my family and my 12 devoted students are the only one who know me. So he says something so beautiful. And he saw that we are Jewish and Orthodox. So he say, in synagogue, there is no picture like here. In synagogue, there is nothing. Just a flat room and you pray. And I wanted to say it this Shabbat, but I forgot. And what is it telling you that? And I asked him, what do you mean by that? So you people, when you pray, you find God in your heart. Sometimes when we pray, we need to find the God on the wall. And I love it, what he say. And I found it very deep. When you start working on yourself, you discover something internal. When you are fake it, you're finding something external. So idle is when you look for external change. That's idle. I love you people, and hopefully you got the lecture. Thank you, and have a beautiful, beautiful week.